Welcome back to another Shadowverse gameplay video. Today we're going to be looking at a Driver's Ed slash Fairy aggro deck that's going to be similar to the Budgetverse 10k video, the Budget Fairy aggressive deck. But we've made a couple changes. Actually, initially I really wanted to play PTP Path to Purgatory Forest, which is kind of a similar deck to this one. This one focuses more on the aggressive cards, more aggressive deck. The other one has a lot more longevity if you don't win in the earlier turns. But when I was playing the deck, I was just, every time I was wondering, why am I just not playing, this aggro version of the deck? It's seeing a decent amount of success on the ladder. I've been seeing aggro variants a lot. And, I played 5 games, usually I play a bunch of games before I try to record a video, and then I just, either I misplayed or there's one game where I altered fate away one of my purgatories, and I had 10 cards left, and 2 altered fates and like 2 path to purgatories were in the last couple cards. I just didn't really have much there. Although Roach is good in the matchup, I don't really want it going first. We're just gonna assume it's gonna be D shift, no 1-drop for us, which is really sucky. Oh man. Changes from this deck to the other deck. We're running 1 Blessed Fairy Dancer now. Oh, it's gonna be the burn slash earth rune style, which I would say is a little better or worse. I wouldn't say. I think what previously, when I played this deck, it was pretty decent against D-Shift. Now D-Shift's playing a lot of the Owl, so maybe it wouldn't be as good. Well, that's a pretty nice play for the opponent. Magic Illusionist is a fine card for us there, for us to see. Rhinoceros Roach is going to be a good one. So if we look at it, do we need to trade here? I don't think we really need to trade necessarily on this turn. Next turn we can try and set up something. If we draw Elf Song and we didn't trade, we will be really happy. Our opponent, if they play a Mage of Nightfall, which I mean, it's not that common. Like, Carl is a much more of a common of a sight for us there. Our opponent's gonna go for the trade or the attack there. Pretty standard, probably. Oh, the Maze is pretty nice here. So I think we're gonna be able to go with the May here. Actually hit there, which is pretty nice for us. We'll attack the Carl. And I guess in this case, we can just go ahead and load up the board. Huh. Yeah, I actually do want to hit there. Our hand isn't great, and we have expended a lot of our fairies, but gonna have to try and push some sort of advantage. And we don't really, like, this type of a board is pretty good at this stage, but on turn 6 it's gonna be, irrelevant if our opponent just plays a Master Mage Levi. So I don't know, I don't think this is the greatest matchup for us, because the dirt decks have a lot of play against us. But yeah. But going back to the deck list changes, there's a Blessed Fairy Dancer. Playing 1 Elf Girl Liza just feels like a pretty decent card. We cut the 2 Cynthias. We cut 1 Dance of Death, and we're also playing 2 Apuria now. One thing I found with this deck is a lot of the time, a lot of the time the fairy drivers kind of clog up, or it's Elven Princess Mages or something. The hand just clogs up very often. We don't really have any great plays against the Magic Illusionist. I don't really want to just trade. Like, we could trade our whole board, but I don't think we're in a great position. I just, like, our opponent has so many cards in hand. How do we get in this position? Our opponent certainly did not have a slow draw. That I can say for sure. And you know, you never want to have two Fairy Drivers, really. Like, if that Fairy Driver was really any other card, I think we'd be in a better position. Sorcery of the Face, okay. And maybe like a Fairy Circle or something would be pretty nice, maybe. Elf Song. Oh man, that is not the one we wanted. I think we could just Fairy Driver actually. This is, you know, a good, you know, combination of cards in the hand. I kind of want, you know, something for the Elf Song. Like, I don't want to just play it naked. Fairy Circle once again would be an amazing one. Fairy Whisperer would be nice too. Starseer's Telescope is pretty good for opponent. And there's the Levi. We have some play here if we draw, well, a May. Okay, well, I'll probably cash in the May here. No. I mean, I don't think there's really much play here. If we don't do something like that, we're basically dead. So we Halo Golem. So if our opponent has one more damage, we're dead, which is highly possible. Oh, the Mage of Nightfall. Wow. I don't really see too many opponents playing the Mage of Nightfall, but I guess it's becoming more common. We're in a totally losing position here. Yep. Just gonna quit that one. I think the Rune deck has a really good has a pretty good matchup against us. Could I have played that differently? Maybe, but I don't think it would have resulted in 14 points of extra face damage. Kind of needed, you know, some different cards there. Nah, it's not as frustrating when you lose, you know, the first time in a video. But then maybe if we lose all three, it'll be worse. It'll definitely be worse after, you know. I saw a little more success in, you know, testing before this video with this deck, but the PTP deck just, you know, didn't cut it at all. Wasn't cutting it. Ooh, against Blood. See, this is one of the more interesting matchups. So, definitely keeping the Fairy in the May. I mean, our opponent, if they're playing aggro, it's going to be 1/2s. I think this is going to be okay. Wood of Brambles is also pretty nice. It's going to be the aggro version, which is interesting for us. The best card in this matchup, I think, would be Elf Song. There it is. Could be able to go May there. Oh man, that is not very good for us. Well, Roach is going to be a pretty good card for us as well. think it's Wood of Brambles here. I'm gonna go with Wood of Brambles on this one. The Spider Web Imp was certainly the better one. If our opponent had, you know, the Blood Wolf draw, we would be in a much better position. Opponent's gonna grab some value there. Pretty standard. Ooh, that is interesting and kind of annoying. Ain't gonna lie, ain't gonna lie. See what we draw. Ooh, May. Huh. We'll see if we can try and get a little bit lucky. Come on. Ooh. Oh, baby. That's pretty good for us. That was pretty good. Pretty lucky. Definitely playing this. And then so we can choose to play the fairy or not. I mean, it's probably correct. Probably better than just playing a random fairy circle. So this matchup is kind of annoying. I mean, Hungering Horde is just like, I mean, why is that the card, you know? Well, that's pretty interesting from our opponent. Luckily for us, we did get the Elf Song on this matchup. One of the key cards in the matchup. It's gonna let us crawl back in here. One drop, please. No, one drop. A little unfortunate. Okay there, so we're going to be making a lot of value trades here. We're in a, I would say, pretty favorable position, but, I mean, we are playing against Bloodcraft. I guess this is more annoying. If somehow something bounces to the hand, a 2-3, I think taking one direct damage could be worse than a 2-3. We're looking to be in a pretty favorable position, and our opponent just goes for the concede. Elf Song is really, you know, the key in the matchup. Opponent has a lot of 1-2s, and just being able to get my 1-1s into 2-2s is really good. Boom, making back some of those points. Pretty nice there. Gonna grab another game there. Jeez, my throat has killed me today. I don't know what's going on. Been working on those nice thumbnails. I'm not very talented in the photoshopping. It actually takes me a while to make the thumbnails, but hopefully they're pretty entertaining. I did like the reference to Ardemborough for the Fire the Cannons for Vengeance. That was pretty fun to make. Ooh, it's gonna be another blood. Playing first. I don't even know if I want the May playing first. I guess any one drop's probably good. Fairy Driver probably not. Just more ways to stabilize the game in the early parts. This is probably a good keep. Oh, okay, well. Fairy Driver anyways. Water Fairy would be perfect here. No? I think we still have to play it. And if we don't play it, what else are we doing really like? That's not too bad, actually. So we're gonna go for the face here. Our opponent can choose to trade with the May. I think they're probably gonna choose face. So, you know, our pressure's okay. Never mind. They're probably not gonna choose face if that's the play. Okay, they still decide for that. So in this case, we're trying to get a little lucky here with the roll. Hitting here would be ideal, I think. I guess it didn't really matter there. I suppose we'll do this. It opens us up a little to the Spiderweb Imp, but I mean, if our opponent had Spiderweb Imp, definitely would have cast the last turn. Succubus, that's interesting. I think that Wood of Brambles overall is a very important card in the matchup, so that's why we decided to go with that. I think we can yeah, pretty nicely go for the trade here actually. Do we want to play Fairies? I mean, our opponents played probably like an aggro vengeance sort of style. If they just play Belphegor, take out one of our things, then we go 1, 2, 3. In this case, I just assume that we're going to be drawing more cards to fuel the Roach. Also, turn 5 Roach isn't not necessarily a threatening kill. Turn oh man, Hungering Horde, yeah. That's just one of the, like, the barn burners in the matchup, the Hungering Horde. Jeez. Hungering Horde, you say? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go with Fairy Driver here. It doesn't seem too bad to me. Our opponent's hand probably consists of a bunch of like 2 and 3 drops. So we got an interesting decision here. We could use the actually never mind. No interesting decision because we played the Fairy, but there was an option there to bounce back the Wood of Brambles because it's it's at this point it's not as great of a card, but the having extra 1/1s in our hand would be very useful. Our opponent's gonna. It's kind of annoying. Actually, no, yeah, it does work out for us there. We're looking at a pretty possible lethal. Let's see. Ooh, Sylvan Justice. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, no lethal for us there. So let's see if what happens if we wait one more turn. So if next turn we have 7 play points. Let's say we draw 1 drop. It's gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we can do this. Might as well evolve actually. This. So if we attack, go this Fairy. I actually don't mind this play either. Basically, we're alive to a lot of draws at the top. Maybe that wasn't the greatest play, I don't know. Okay, Belphegor is kind of annoying there. So I think one of the main outs for our opponent here is to go Diabolic on us. Actually, they didn't draw it, and most likely lethal. There it is. I mean, we have 2 Aperias, 3 Fairy Drivers. So there's 2 Aperias, 2 Drivers, 3 Elven Princess Mage, and a Dance of Death left in our deck. Was that 3, 2, 2, 1? So 8, there's an 8 and like 30 chance for us to not win there, because we just needed a castable spell for our 1/1 roach. But we do end up taking that game, and I think I'm gonna call it here. Give my throat a break. But probably record another one, pretty soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't if you don't mind dropping a like, leaving a comment on what you guys want to see. That's not too heavy on the wallet, and we might just see in the next video. But I hope everyone enjoyed it, and please remember, rate, comment, subscribe. See you later.